for obvious reasons. 18 heads of state and government will be among dignitaries attending tomorrow's state memorial service for retired President Toroitich Arap Moi.
Well, thousands lined up to pay their respects to Moi on the final day of public viewing at Parliament buildings. Here now is NTV's Seth Olale.
A parliament united in honor of the late Mzee Daniel Moi. The legislators who are still on recess held a special sitting at the main chambers in honor of the late Mzee and took turns eulogizing the former president.
He mentored many upcoming leaders who ended up holding key leadership positions here at home and beyond.
He will be remembered, Mr. Speaker, for consolidating peace and stability and tranquility within the Horn of Africa and largely the East African region at a very difficult time for the region and the African continent.
The lawmakers remarkably bid farewell to the late Moi as his cortege left Parliament buildings for Lee Funeral Home. Raila Odinga arrived at Parliament buildings accompanied by his wife Ida to pay his last respects to Mzee and condole with the Moi family. Earlier, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka had led his party's leaders to pay their respects.
The whole continent is actually mourning with Kenyans. Mzee was a towering figure.
Sisi kama jamii ya Wanandi tunaangalia sasa hiyo rungu na hiyo ngozi ya mongi itapewa nani?
Kenyans started trooping to Parliament from as early as 6 a.m. on this third and final day of public viewing. The viewing of the body was extended to 6 p.m. due to the large crowds that were still waiting in line. Preparations for the memorial service at Neo Stadium are also complete, and members of the public are expected to be seated by 8 a.m. The cortege will leave Lee Funeral Home and make a brief stopover at Parliament buildings. The procession is scheduled to arrive at Nyayo Stadium at 10 a.m. for the interdenominational service that will be led by the African Inland Church. A military guard of honor will be mounted for the former commander-in-chief of the armed forces, who will also be eulogized through legendary Nyayo songs that ruled the airwaves during his time. Some of the key highlights expected in Tuesday's state memorial service at the Neo Stadium include the reading of Mzee Moi's eulogy, as well as key tributes from both local and foreign dignitaries who will include head of states. Seth Olale, NTV, Nairobi.